I just got done with one of my corporate events for my company, and and it was something I really needed. Um, it's funny because like sometimes when you're surrounded in an environment that you know you don't want to be in, you finally get to be in the environment that you finally get to be in. It's refreshing. It's very refreshing, and I will say that the journey, before I skip ahead, with being at the event, it made me realize a few things about where I'm at, where I want to be, and the people I want to surround myself by. But I will say that the journey can be irritating. It can be very irritating. And sometimes you're going to be so frustrated and just think to yourself is something going to give? Like is something going to budge? I don't know. I'm looking at okay, so this is like really irritating because like when I look at like my screen, I look fine, but I can't tell like which is better, like me looking at the camera like this, or I'm gonna keep looking at me. I'm gonna just do it like that. Okay. Um, it can be irritating. It can be very irritating, and you sometimes you'll sit and reflect, and you'll think to yourself, is something gonna give? Is something gonna budge? Is like when is my breakthrough going to happen? And it gets really irritating when you're in a position where you have to do something that you don't want to do, even though you want to make time to do the things that you want to do. And you keep telling yourself like you want to you're doing everything in your power to put time towards the things that you want to do, but you can't because what you need to do is taking too much time away from what you want to do. And you're honestly thinking about like just screw it at this point. Like I want to do this, but what I want isn't going to support my needs. And it's really difficult. Really is difficult. Especially when you give yourself like goals to work on, and when you give yourself an opportunity to make those goals happen. And for some reason, even if you try to put that your time into it, it's not enough. It's not enough. But I'm glad I went to the event this past weekend because I've heard this over and over and over again, but I had to hear it one more time. And one of the speakers that were on stage literally said it best. Your consistent actions to press towards the goals in which you achieve will eventually compound over time. And I've heard it all before, but for some reason at that point in time, that was something I needed to hear. Because what is aggravating the most for me is that I want to be able to put more time in developing my programs. I want to dedicate more time into talking to new people. I want to dedicate more time in my clients, in my team, growing my business. But working 60 plus hours a week doesn't really help. It's not easy. Today, I actually, I was blessed to wake up. I had to wake up at like 3:50 or like 4 o'clock this morning. Uh, I signed up my new business partner, and he lives in Prague. You don't know where Prague is? It's in the Czech Republic, or I think they call it Czechia, which is right next to Germany. It's like east of Germany. And I thought it was a really cool moment. 'Cause my dream is to one day have an organization all around the world with so many different cultures and ethnicities and different nationalities. And I thought it was so cool because it was it's almost like a foreshadow of like my dream. You know, even though like it's very irritating for me because I'm not able to do it full time. I'm not able to put all my time and effort into it. It really shows me how much I really, really want to do this. I think that's what it is. Like if you're at a point in your life where you you're not able to do what you want to do because you have to do what you need to do in order to do what you want to do. It really shows how bad you really want it. It really shows like if you truly love it or not, or if you truly want it. Like that's what it. I think that's what it's about. I think that that restriction of not being able to have something but doing everything in your power to get it can really make a difference in showing you if whether or not you really want it. Like maybe you're in school, or maybe you're at a job, or maybe you're in a position to where you're forced to do something that you don't want to do, but you have to do it in order to get to where you want to be. And sometimes, like I said before, it's very irritating. It can become aggravating because it's not what you want to be doing. But I think it's almost like a test to see whether or not you truly want it. And I've been at this for 2 years. And even though I haven't made the progress I want to make, or I have wanted to make, it showed me my love for this and my faith. It's truly tested me. And I won't sit here and complain. I'd be a fool doing so. And I'd be ungrateful to say I'm not the best words I can come up with is not being thankful for where I'm at, because I understand that, 2 years ago I could barely even afford rent. I could barely even invest into myself. So I'm thankful and I'm blessed. And I think the hardest part is about it all is honestly, I'd say two things. You're staying consistent and being patient. I think that's really that's the hardest part because I even told my mentor this past weekend. I looked at her and I said, you know, I already know it's inevitable that I'm gonna make it to the top. I already know that, the money's gonna come. I already know that the house is gonna come, the car, the my organization. Like I know it's going to be there. And I told her, I said, at this point, I'm really just addicted to the work. I'm addicted to it. But the consistency and the patience is really what weighs you down most. To test you, to see who you are, and to see if you really want it. It's the hardest part. And that's where most people fail. But I refuse to let two things happen. I refuse to let God down, and I refuse to let the time. Let me take that back. I refuse to also let my dream to go to waste. That's going to be very difficult for some people who are watching this because, some people have a dream right now, but that dream may not come true for you. And I say this because, my dream, I just wanted to be great. I just wanted to be great at something. I just wanted to be just on top. Like, I wanted to be the person that somebody could go to in times of need. Because I never had that. I never had anybody to reach out to or talk to on a personal level. Never had it. I had my coaches, but growing up, I never found myself expressing myself to my coaches. I never told my coaches what were going on in my personal life. So always, and I don't know, my outlet was always action. It was never verbal. That was my therapy, I guess you could say. Like that, like for me to open up, like that, even doing this, like was weird for me. Like first starting this, like this was weird. But I do it because I understand there's some people out there who are in the same dilemma and same situation as me. So what I'm trying to get at is like if you have a dream, it may not work out. And that's okay. Because I had a dream of playing D1 college. I had a dream of being a professional athlete. I had a dream of being in a professional esports team, whether it was FaZe, whether it was Red, whether it was Parallel, whether it was Optic, whatever it was. I had a dream of becoming a linguist, a videographer, an editor. I dreamed big. And every time I did any single one of those niches, I saw it as my way out. Like I wanted to do it big. I had to do it big because if I didn't do it big, I don't know. Like I just, for me, there was no, oh, I can be second. I can be second best. That's fine. Oh, I could be third best. That's fine. I don't know. I don't know what it was. And it's very interesting because even growing up, I was never the best at anything. Not a thing. I can't name one time that I've been like the absolute best at anything. Sports, I was always the smallest. I wasn't the strongest. I wasn't the fastest. I wasn't the tallest. I wasn't the most athletic. Video games, I wasn't ridiculously good. Like I was maybe above average. Learning or editing and being a videographer or doing vlogs, my style was meh. Being a linguist, I think that would be honestly the only thing that I ever thought I was like. I take that back. Even as a linguist, I think I was just like okay. Yeah, I was just like okay. So for me, I've always wanted to do it big, but I've never been the one to someone to look at and be like, oh, that guy's gonna make it big. I've never been the one that people looked at and saw something great within them. I've always been the underdog. I've always have been. I probably always will be. And kind of like it that way. It's more fun. But to not go off track, talking about me, your dreams will die when minds change. And that's okay. Because for as long as you know who you want to become and who you want to be as a person, I think in whole is a lot better outcome than all the material achievements that you gain. Because you see it all the time. You see celebrities, athletes, politicians winning awards that are of the top of achievers. It is like the top of the top, but who who are you at the top if you've lost who you are? But I still do believe you can make it to the top and become the best version of you. I do believe that. I've met a handful of people that have done it. Millionaires, people within my company, people within a certain niche. I think you can truly and honestly make it to the top and become the best version of yourself. But I don't think it's as easy as most people think. And it's funny because some people think when you get to the top, like nothing can change about you. Because you hear it in music videos and like songs, like people saying like don't change for nobody, or don't change, or don't switch up. Like I think that's so repugnant. If you don't change as a person, who are you? 20 years from now, nothing changes about you. You didn't learn anything, you didn't gain any wisdom, you didn't develop any skills. Like that's what a waste of time. What a waste of time. But back to my statement. Even though I never was naturally good at anything, and even though I'm going through some frustrating and irritating times, it doesn't mean for me to give up. I think if anything, it's strengthening my passion, my love for what I want to do. It's it's kind of like it's kind of like dating. Have you ever seen like when the guy is doing his best to get the girl, and the girl is saying no and no and no and no and no, and eventually the girl comes around because the guy's persistent. He knows what he wants, and even though it's a little rocky in the beginning, and maybe they're not able to be with each other as much as they want, they eventually come together and make things happen. I think that's kind of like where I'm at right now. You know, I want to spend more time on my business. I want to spend more time with my team. I want to spend more time with my clients, but I can't. I'm working 60 plus hours a week, but I won't give that an excuse as a reason why I can't do well and can't persist. I refuse to quit. And whether that's me being stubborn or whether that's me following God's plan, I know in the end, I'll have learned something. I'll have learned something. Oh, video's going for 22 minutes now. Still need to post it. So, what's driving you insane? Like, what do you want to be doing so desperately and why aren't you able to make it happen? Like, what is preventing you from getting to where you want to be? Is it work? Is it your environment? Is it the people you're around? Is it time? Is it a missed opportunity? Is it an opportunity you're waiting for? Whatever it is, you're in a time in which you need to go through to make you realize whether the thing you want is really what you want or if it is just a temporary emotion. Because speaking from someone who is not able to do what he wants to do, I will say I could be working 70 plus hours a week and I would still do everything in my power to get what I want. And what I mean by get what I want, I mean really doing what I want and doing my business. But in due time, when the right opportunity at the right time, I'll be able to make it happen. But it won't be on my time. It'll be on God's. For the decision is not for me to make until it is presented to me.